through your link as well.
Okay.
Huh?
I can.
Hey, folks, we are live. We are live. We are live. Yes, you can. You can stream through your platforms. Logic, you can stream through your platforms as well.
I don't think we need it. We're good.
I just share yours from your page.
Okay.
Yeah.
Folks, give us a thumbs up if you can see and hear us.
Soon as I find
Still
it.
no sound from you, Solo.
They're
That,
probably just
that was
catching up.
before. You're good.
Okay. Okay, good. All right,
Yeah, no.
folks. We're gonna wait for you to a couple people to jump on. We've been working on some technical difficulties. We've been tracking riders. Hey, thanks, Keisha. We've been tracking riders, getting updates on all platforms. We want to thank everybody for tuning in.
Yeah.
All right. Good deal. Good deal. I think we got it, gentlemen. I think we got it. Good morning to everybody. This morning we have Chris Hopper back on, and we have Logic with us.
Keep it logical.
Morning,
All right, we're
everybody.
gonna jump
Good
right
morning.
in.
Yeah. Solo, give us a recap. Looks like the leaders pretty much stayed the same all through the
So,
night.
looking at it, we're on day 4 of the Hoka Hey Motorcycle Challenge. So far, we've had a couple of riders exit the course voluntarily. We've had one medical, maybe two medical situations, but the riders are okay. Gopher is in for evaluation, and the other rider's son is on his way to pick him up. He has bike issues. We do have a couple of bike issues. Some bikes are still at the dealership getting repaired or waiting to get repaired. And yesterday we did a couple of live interviews with a couple of riders. Today we're gonna maybe try to get a couple of more riders online and get their perspective on the 24 Hoka Hey Motorcycle Challenge. We're gonna jump right in. Logic, I know you were on this thing hot and heavy. So we're gonna open it up with you. I know Hop is ready to go, so we're gonna save the goodies for Hop there. So what do you got, Logic? Who you
Man,
been tracking?
I was tracking late last night that one highway that we was talking about yesterday, that 55 to 51. I was seeing riders go up and down, like they actually didn't know where to get off at. And I'm yelling at the screen, get off, get off. You gotta get on, you gotta get on 51. I saw I saw curves in them. They ended up by a lake somewhere, and I saw them do a huge U-turn and go back the other way. Um, so I was watching it, and that right there had me going late last night before I just called it a night and hope they got it right by
Yeah,
the morning. And I was
yeah.
watching
We
also
actually
watching how many people got into the checkpoint.
okay, good. Yes, and we actually got to speak with Pop Off last night. Hop was able to get Pop Off on the line, and she gave us some really good intel on her perspective of riding a Hoka Hey. Hop,
Oh, good.
how did you think that went with her perspective?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's great. I mean, she was riding with three rookies. Two of them they kind of planned it. The other one they just kind of met up with. So it was interesting to hear kind of what two brand new people what their game plan is on how to ride it and how to team up. And it seemed like they were sharing responsibilities, which that's kind of ballsy to me. We've said it a lot yesterday. Watch your own route and make your own decisions, but it all goes back to ride your own ride. So whatever you're
Right,
comfortable
right.
with, whatever works for you, then more power to you.
Yeah, I tell you
Yeah,
what,
yeah.
I don't
So
really. You gonna say
you were
something?
saying,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't really know the rider Kosher, but I tell you, I was watching her and she done made up a whole lot of time.
Yeah, she's a good
Yeah.
rider.
Yeah.
We actually got to speak with her last night, didn't we?
Got what?
Kosher. I said we spoke with
No.
Kosher last night. We had her on the line.
Oh, that's the one that's
No,
with
that was
Pop
who was that?
No.
Right. No, not the one with Popoff. The other rider. Yeah, the one that was with Popoff. As you were, the one that was with Popoff. We had her on the line, and she gave a good perspective of her first outing riding the 24 Hoka Hey Motorcycle Challenge.
Yeah, Kosher was the last
I
one.
did get some information. I did get some information that was concerning our concerns about the front runners.
Mm-hmm.
And an individual sent me a couple of screenshots saying that front runner was actually behind Ride and Road Runner. Kilroy was actually behind Ride and Road Runner. And he sent me a screenshot, and I'm trying to zoom in and see it. Was anybody else able to see Kilroy behind Ride and Road Runner going up into that lead before they crossed over into
The last time I looked, he was in the back. Then I stepped away for a bit, and then all of a sudden he was in
right.
front.
Yeah, same here. So we're gonna dig into it because we have concerns, and as previous riders, we like to keep things on the up and up. But hey, stay safe out there, Kilroy. Stay safe, Ride. Stay safe, Road Runner. Stay safe, Chris. Some of those front runner guys out there breaking brush. To be out there to be the first one to get to a detour or a down sign, and then be able to call it back up to higher headquarters. You're breaking brush, so those guys are up front and they're getting it firsthand.
Yeah,
so when we're able to get in, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that's some of the things that the people may not realize is it looks all pretty when you're out front, but when you're out front, you also get to deal with all the mess ups. So if the directions say go left and you're actually supposed to go right, you're the one who spends could be an hour figuring it out by pulling out your paper maps, or if there's a road closed, you got to get in touch with headquarters and have them give you the route to take it. I mean, so you have the possibility of getting delayed hours that the people behind you, they'll get the text on how to correct it and it won't slow them down a bit.
Right.
That's right. That's exactly right. That happened to me at that water crossing there in Arizona on the way to Arizona. I sent it up and I sat there and waited about 35, 45 minutes. And I just said, hey, I'm going to go. And other riders was detoured around it. And then it opened back up. But there was nothing I could say or do. That was my sportsmanship.
Yeah.
I honestly thought you were going to try to go through that K Solo. I was sitting there looking at that. I said, I know he ain't probably go through it.
Hey, man, sometimes you got to weigh your option. Good morning,
Looks
Carl.
like
Good morning.
Roadrunner's at a
right
RV park, so he's taking a break, getting some sleep.
Okay, good.
I was trying to find old man. Is he in Arkansas? 996? Yeah, he's still moving in. Okay, there he is. Yeah, okay. So, I still see people coming out of Florida. I mean, they still tracking coming out of Florida.
Yeah. It's rough. There's
I haven't
always a few
looked
stragglers
at
in
the
the back.
weather.
If anybody has anything on, I guess it's Jim Harold 116. He's off course out towards the back, so don't know if he's having issues or if anybody's got some word.
I haven't heard anything. What about 1027 up there in Kentucky?
I believe 1027 is LG. He's the one who went to the funeral.
Okay. Oh, that's right. No, that was 1012, Larry, right?
Oh, 1027. No, that's I put that in the Facebook group earlier. He's on a Pan Am, and when we talked to Dustin yesterday with the clutch issue, he's having a similar issue, so he's headed to the house.
Okay.
Not sure why he's not getting it fixed, but you never know what's going on.
So let me ask y'all this, since both of y'all veterans, for the financial part of the Hoka Hey, to have because I know we listen to people that just go across country saying how much money they need to go across country. I'm pretty sure that y'all had to plan that out as well. How much you would need to to do this whole 10,000 miles and get back home, and then all the other things, the warranties and everything for your bike to get things like this fixed.
It's definitely not a cheap hobby.
Yeah.
Entry fee is $750. So go ahead and store it there. You're looking at least 2 sets of tires during the Hoka Hey. The Baja headlights that everybody getting at, was it $1,200, Hop?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's just
a
for
lot
starting.
of people ask, so I'll just throw it out there. It's $4,000 to $5,000.
There you have it.
That's counting your hotel rooms before and after, gas, food, a couple sets of tires. So, a lot of people get sponsors or get their dealers to help them out. And so it can vary a little bit, but that's a pretty safe number. I mean, you can back into how much gas you're going to use at 10,000 miles. That's pretty easy.
Right.
You need hotel 2 days before and 2 days after. You can figure that out. And then, ballpark what you're going to spend on food every day. That's going to be somewhere between, 10 and $40, depending on how you eat. So,
but it's just like you have to look at Coach on his way from California heading down to Daytona. He was having bike issues, so he ended up stopping, purchasing a new bike, and going through the storm. He made a decision. He made a decision about his investment. You just spent $30,000 on a new motorcycle, brand new, not even the first service.
Wow.
So, and
there's
been people who have actually, and you've actually had people purchase new bikes during the Hoka Hey. I think, didn't Eric Barskell purchase a new bike?
Yeah, quite a few people have.
Yeah.
Jumping into a couple of riders real quick. Let's see, 735. John Levins and Kenworth, they were up at a Harley dealer off course, but they're on the move now back south. So they must have had some small issue they needed to address. They're back rolling. You mentioned earlier you saw Bernie unfortunately made the decision to pull out. He just wasn't feeling well, and I think he felt his bike was having some issues, so he's on the way to the house.
There's 1192. Hey, we appreciate everybody posting on social media, sending us information, updates on riders.
Yeah. I see Iceman and Misty going north.
Iceman is done.
Oh, it is. Okay. That's right. So Misty going that way as well? You don't have no number on this bike.
Misty.
Misty. Misty.
Twister making a little appearance. Showing how to work the motorcycle bidet.
Oh, wow.
Jared, 10-12. That's LG Robinson. He went to a funeral, left the course. Last we heard, he was going to try to come back, pick up where he left off, and run it. So,
right.
He said, Eugene said that he think he spent as much on water than he did on fuel.
So 11:22, Bradley, he might be purchasing a new bike. I guess we'll find out today. He's at the dealership, so.
There's the bells down in Daytona. I don't know who footage that is watching.
Yeah, it's gonna get thinner and thinner. Go through.
It's a good sign. When you get those directions, you need to start studying those directions. You need to get yourself out of there. That, to me, that was one of the hardest parts of actually getting started to enter the course. To orientate yourself to leave the dealership.
So unless it's like a rest stop, you want to be in and out of that checkpoint as fast as you can.
It just depends.
Okay.
It's a different beast. I say that because people, like I say, people are so used to using turn-by-turn GPS navigation that when you get out there and trying to use turn-by-turn, it's almost like a perishable skill, man. You have to practice before you try this. Practice using turn-by-turn directions.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how old Hop is. I know Solo close to my age. Do you think the older cats that used to read the old maps before GPS have a little heads up or a little head start?
No, I would say no.
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 They're like, well, I used to read those old maps, so I can handle this.
What's the hardest days during this challenge? So the hardest days during this challenge, I would say everything past 7. Every day past day 7. Because the fatigue is set in, your bike is already at 5,000 miles, over 5,000 miles. And it's still probably 4,000 miles ahead of you. So for me, I would say anything after day 7. What do you, Hop?
Yeah, I would say for the new riders, probably right now is you're entering the danger zone. Day 4, day 5, day 6, especially after dealing with those storms. It's just because if they don't have the experience of those long rides, these are the ones who are, out trying to make a name for themselves or prove something, pushing themselves beyond their limits, and possibly not being safe as they should. So these next few days are going to show them what they're made of, and you know, they're going to learn some things about themselves if they're pushing hard like they should be.
I agree. I 100% agree with you, Hop. That was well said, because these riders should be pushing. This is not a leisure ride. This is a challenge. It's not necessarily a competition, but it's a challenge of oneself.
Yeah, 1163. He seems to be way out there exploring. I'm not sure what happened there, how he got on 22. That looks like a major mess up.
Oh, it looks like he's going in the wrong direction. He's on Interstate 22. Possibly he's going all the way back down here to try to get back on course.
Yeah, definitely. That looks like a long one. That was a couple 100 miles, maybe.
That's yeah. Think about it. Holy Springs to, I see he's probably come all the way down here.
Not sure where they cut over. How he would have. Oh, if he went all the way down to all the way down to 43, man, that's a long ways.
Yeah. But I give it to him. He is correcting his error. He is correct. He's not just continuing right.
Yeah, I think that
You got
that
info
55,
on
that 55 to
12-19.
51 gave everybody problems. Popoff had told me
Yes.
that Popoff had told me that that it told them to get on. I'm trying to figure out what she said. What did she say? Oh, wrong page. Here. She said it told them to get on 55 and then get off and get on 77. We saw everybody getting on 41.
They were all over the place. There's no telling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pop, were you able to stream it through your platform?
I haven't tried it. I see the option, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Someone says, get older, short-term memory is worse. Yes, it is. It's inevitable. Carla, thank you, Julia. I just want to.
So I'll bring it up. We can have a quick little discussion since it was put on Facebook. I'm not telling any secrets, but I got a ton of messages, and I saw it myself, of KGB, Kenneth Brooks. I don't know if y'all saw that, sleeping in the bathroom, had his sleeping bag rolled out in the bathroom where he was taking a shower. It looked like a Love's truck stop, you know. So,
yeah.
What are y'all's thoughts on that?
No, I will be the first to jump off. That's just like sleeping in a hotel.
I agree.
I'm sorry.
I agree.
I'm sorry. I look at it as if we were riding a horse and we were going to sleep next to our horse. He left his horse outside, and for me, I look at it that perspective. I would have just, even if I went outside and slept next to the building, but I would not have slept inside.
Correct. And for those watching, we're not pointing fingers. We're just simply discussing it. KGB is an actual pro. He's done this, I think, 4 or 5 times. So he may not have an agenda. He may not care if he's not considered a finisher. He may just be out for a ride. So
right.
we don't know what it was. We're not making any accusations or talking bad about it anymore. I'm just simply having a discussion. He's the one that put it on Facebook, so he's clearly not concerned about it. So
right. So he made it public.
I'm kind of curious of what everyone's thought was. I say no. I mean, you're like Solo said, you're sleeping indoors, you know. So, but who knows? It's not our call. We're just we're on the sidelines.
Right. But we can't say that though. Huh? We can we can't address that because we have participated in it. We've run it hard. We're elite finishers. I think we can say that. And it's nothing that we're not saying that's not in the rules.
Oh yeah. No, we could definitely give our opinion. I just don't want to sound like we're just out here bashing somebody trying to get them in trouble or anything like that. Like I said, I just wanted to clarify that he's the actual one that put the picture on Facebook. So we're just discussing things that are out there. So sharing our opinion, and we're both of the opinion that it shouldn't count. He should be DQ'd.
I got an inbox Solo. They said why they keep putting those messages up and covering your face. I said they're reading the messages.
What's that?
He said we can't see you, Logic. I was like, oh, you can hear me.
Oh.
But Kurt, there's a lot of people that are still down there in Florida. Not sure how many left the challenge just because of the hurricane. Because everybody went through that, so it'd be hard to say how many people left it because of the hurricane. What would you think? How?
Say that again.
Said Kirk has asked how many left the challenge after the hurricane. I said it'd be kind of hard because everybody went through the hurricane. There's still people coming out of Florida.
Yeah, we don't have an exact number on how many have left, but it's pretty standard. Just shooting from the hip, I'd say there's probably 15 to 17 that have dropped out already for various reasons, and that's pretty standard.
That's standard. There's always.
It's actually probably a little bit low, to be honest with you. The first or second days usually see 20 to 30 people get whacked out.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had put a post up and said, you know what, I may sound crazy, but I'm gonna sit down with Solo and all those guys, and they got and pick their brain for I got a year and 8 months to try to get ready. I said, but if I can't do back to back 1,500 miles, it's a wrap for me. I ain't gonna try. Prepare.
Honestly, I'd say that's not a good metric at all.
It's not? Okay.
Because it is. I don't think anyone is ever going to do a 1,500-mile day on these roads. It's just next to impossible. It's hard getting to 1,000. You're really pushing to get 1,000.
Yeah. We did manage 1,000 on that first day during 22. Not 1,000. We did manage, I think, 1,500 that first day. But you have to realize something. Starting out in South Dakota is a lot different than starting out in Florida, where you basically running town to town, city to city. In South Dakota, we had long stretches of highway. We were able to get away, and then we went right into more open areas where it wasn't built up or congested. Mm-hmm. That did factor. And then we remained in like day 3. We were in Arizona. So
okay.
Yeah, it's very rare to have a 1,500-mile day.
Once again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in this morning.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody jumping on. It's fun chatting with you guys and seeing all the questions.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Buffy said, Ida said, Manny got his bike fixed and they are still rolling. That's good news.
That's good.
All right, I got a rider here. Give me 1 second.
All right, bring them on.
What's happening, sir?
Morning.
Morning.
Who is
So you're on the live, guys. I've got
Who's that?
Chris. What's your number, Chris?
1192.
1192. We got Luma here.
That's Luma.
Yeah, that big deal.
Okay. So when did you get there?
We got in around 2:30 last night,
Okay.
or this morning, I guess you'd say.
So been watching. Looks like for a big section, you were riding with a group. Was that planned or did that just happen?
No, we met up. So there was I got screwed. I was a couple hours ahead of them, and I got screwed up on one of my turns. I wasn't paying attention to service exits. So there was a service exit in Arkansas that we needed to take, which was a 200 number. When you enter Arkansas, their signs are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as you go. So I ended up turning around one exit too early because I thought I was wrong. I went all the way back to Mississippi and then realized what I had done and ended up looping back up. So that kid ate up a bunch of time, and they caught back up to me. So we ended up riding the rest of the way in through the mountains last night.
So you had to tell us what you're
Luma,
riding.
what is your number?
You had to get a new bike a couple of days before, correct?
Yeah, so we got a new bike about 3 weeks ago. So it's been kind of a scramble to get everything put on it and, working the way I like it. There's still some tweaking that I'm doing on the road.
What do you ride?
24 Road Glide. So the 24 Road Glide, put a Pelican case on the back. My water jug's sitting on top of the Pelican case.
What issues are you having after that thing got wet?
Say that again?
Luma, what issues are you having with that 24 Road Glide once it got wet in that storm?
Honestly, I had no problems out of the bike whatsoever. No issues with the screen or performance or anything. I mean, it did what it was supposed to. So, the storm ripped my windshields off both sides, just the lower wind vents, but that's minimal. So the winds were pretty strong. The rain was torrential. So ultimately, I could care less about the wind, the wind vents, to just get through the storm. So
It looked like you were riding the wrong way for a while, but I don't see him there. Is he there with you guys? Or did he
wrong way just left a little bit. We'll catch back up with him shortly here. He wanted to hit the road, so I'm waiting on Frank and Raindrop to get their stuff packed up, and we're going to roll out.
While you're there, there's a rider there. I don't know if you know him, Dr. Glenn. He's showing number 22. He was having some issues in a hotel a couple nights. Do you know anything about that? Was he helping pop a truck, or do you know what his situation was?
I don't.
Okay.
I have no clue.
Yeah, no worries. Well, Solo, you got anything? Logic?
Oh no, I don't have anything. I know we was watching them, but I don't have anything.
What is your take on this this first leg of the Hoka Hey? What has been the most challenging for you, other than the weather? What has been more challenging? Did you think you properly prepared for this?
The directions are probably the most challenging to me, just because it's a style of riding that I don't do, and pretty much my entire life that I've either driven or rode a motorcycle, I've always had navigation as an option. So I never really went with paper maps and things like that. I carry them, but hardly ever use them. And then, of course, you all know the directions they give you are not like a paper map anyway. So trying to decipher some of it isn't always the easiest. But that's part of the challenge, and you push yourself, and
good deal.
You'll figure it out.
So you're a rookie this year, right?
I am a rookie, yes, sir.
So did you come into this with a plan as far as I'm going to do X amount of miles every day, I'm going to ride until I get tired, or I'm going to ride, just to a certain spot? What was your game plan to start with?
Yeah, so I pretty much just ride till I get tired. If I get tired, whether I need a power nap or I want stop for the night, I will. So I don't really have a set schedule. Some days are different just because of roads, weather elements, things like that. You may fatigue differently. So I kind of just wing it, so to speak. And if I get tired, I just pull over.
How's the hydration and food situation?
Hydration and food is good. I carry the Yeti gallon jug, so I got plenty of hydration and other hydration aids that I use, pickle juice, liquid IV, things like that. And then for food, I try to eat 1 meal a day, and then I snack with pistachios or beef jerky or something like that as I ride.
Perfect.
Hey, Luma, we definitely want to check back in with you. You guys are going to go through the desert, so that's going to be a whole new ball game right there. We definitely want to check back in with you. We appreciate your perspective on this, man. You're looking good. Stay strong. Keep your head in the game. Stay focused.
Will do. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll let you roll, Luma. Thanks again for speaking with us. It's always cool to talk to some people on the road, and you guys stay safe out there.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
All right, take it easy.
Later. Bye.
There you go, guys. Another perspective from a rookie. Not much of a game plan. That's one of the biggest questions people ask is, how do I need to do this? And there's just no right answer. You got to figure that out on your own. Right? Do you get tired? Or some people shut it down at midnight and sleep 4 hours and then get up, and everybody has their own system.
Yep. And we had just spoke about the turn-by-turn direction.
Yeah.
And he said that was pretty much the most challenging right now for him. But once he get in the groove, once he get a rhythm, he should be good.
Mm-hmm.
And he admitted it. He's so used to riding with GPS or in his vehicle, it's almost primitive.
Yeah. And the style of turn by turn that they're giving him.
Yeah.
What'd you say? Go mine negative or 5 miles, or go, something like that, and then turn. Like, okay. Plus or minus 20 miles.
Yeah.
Big Rob said the hardest thing is waking up every day knowing you have 800 to 1,000 miles a day for 3 weeks. Get in there, riding a route, and then return home. Yes. We haven't even addressed that part, but yes.
Yeah. It should only be 14 days, though, not 3 weeks. You got to make
those
the
elite finishers, man. Those elite finishers, I tell you. You guys.
I used to talk.
So if there's a rider out there maybe listening, you want to give us a call, hit myself up. We'll try to get you in. If a spouse or significant other have any questions, you want to give us a call, shoot us a message. Bring you on.
Yeah, we'd definitely like to talk to a significant other who's not in the challenge. Get that perspective.
Because that person is part of the team too, because they're there prepping. They're there checking on that person every night, saying, hey, his spot waller, her spot waller is stuck. Is that rider okay? So that's definitely another perspective of it.
Yeah.
I will give y'all a little tidbit of information, just a little tip on these directions and what Chris had just said. I didn't look at them, but I bet I could guess what happened. Some of these directions, they're greater than or less than. They're not exact. So they'll say less than 10 miles, less than 50 miles, whatever. I've seen a lot of them, they say less than a mile. So you heard him say, get on 55 and then get off. Well, what happens, and this happened to us in 2018, and luckily I caught it. I was riding with Big Daddy Sanook, and he missed it. And we kind of had a little argument on the side of the road about who was right. But what happens is, in that scenario, let's say he jumped on 55. By the time he looked down to see what his next direction was, if it said less than a mile, he already missed that exit.
Wow.
So he's thinking, okay, I got a mile. And I've seen them where so you have to actually look 2 rows ahead on your directions. If you get the habit of doing that, you'll figure that, especially if they say a mile. If they say a mile, you got to be ready. As soon as you get on the road, you don't look down at your directions. You're just automatically looking for signs.
And how about, because I know they have it like here in Dallas, that if I'm on 75, it tell you to exit, and that access road is also called 75.
Right.
So it's like, okay, do I stay on the highway 75, on the side 75, or like this case 25, 52 or something like that, whatever that highway was.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of these people, they see a long stretch. If it says, go 80 miles and turn here, there's a 99% probability that you're not riding, 90 miles straight. That road's going to turn. It's going to cut through towns. It's going to turn. Yeah. You're staying on the same road, but it makes some left-hand turns, some right-hand turns. It goes around a little city. So this is why I said, we talked about this on day one. The mental drain is you have to read every single road sign.
Yeah.
You have no idea when these turns are coming up.
Yeah. I bet.
Julie said, seriously, John, my husband always tell me while I'm on the road, you don't know how stressful this is for me. Bubba Vincent. Ooh.
Wow.
Bubba Vincent said 2010 direction did not have any mileage for turns. Really frustrated a lot of riders, and some quit because of it. Wow.
So what would it do? Just tell you to go down this highway and then turn right on Route 22?
Yeah, that'd be rough. That's a rough one.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Yeah.
You're looking for a sign. You're just looking for a traffic sign. That's crazy.
But that actually will slow you down too. You can't be doing 99 solo. I mean,
Okay, I got another rider here. Give me 1 second.
All right.
Okay. Shoot me a name right quick so I can pull up their image.
Loco.
Oh, Loco.
Okay.
That's 11:59.
Good morning.
Good morning, Loco. How you doing?
Not too shabby, buddy.
What's your number?
11:59.
11:59. So you are a rookie rider this year, correct?
Yes, sir.
Running out in the front of the pack, doing good.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
So tell everyone what kind of bike you're riding.
I've got a 23 Road Glide Limited.
And as a rookie, what's been your take on the roads, the weather, the challenge overall?
Man, I tell you what, this is the coolest thing I've ever done in my life. It has been a fantastic experience thus far. And the roads are absolutely beautiful. When they say secondary roads, you're thinking, okay, just, maybe off the interstate or something like that. But no, it's not. It's way out in BFE. And it's been really cool. You see parts of the country that you take a road trip on the interstate, hit all the truck stops. You're never going to see stuff like what we're seeing on this challenge. It's beautiful.
Yeah, so I've been meaning to ask.
Did you say 11:59? Did you say 11:59?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I've been meaning to ask some of the other riders, and I forgot, but let me ask you. So you're out, you're riding all these killer roads. I know I did it on every challenge. Are you making a note of some roads that you like so that you can go back and ride them at another time?
Oh yeah, I'm keeping all of my directions and, you know, putting a little asterisk or whatever on some cool ass roads. And just keeping it like a mental note, like the Ozarks, for example. Ozarks were badass. And I'm definitely going to be, you know, heading back there. A lot of Mississippi and a lot of the Mississippi and Georgia roads were fantastic as well. So, you know, I you know, sending texts to my wife, you know, occasionally saying, "Oh, hey, check it out. You and I'm bringing you back here. This is badass."
Right on. Yeah, I would definitely say write it down, making a mental note. There's no way you're going to remember what roads you rode when you get to the end of this thing. You're going to be
it's going to be a blur to you.
That's good advice.
So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Waking up in the morning is rough, man. I've got kind of figured out a strategy where, you know, I try to rack out close to a gas station. I don't even worry about filling my tank at night before I go to bed. I just rack out because by the time you're tired, it's a done deal. You got to go to sleep. And so in the morning, wake up after about 4 hours or so and go hit the gas station, clear the fog, fill up, and then by the time, you know, you're done getting all that squared away, getting yourself squared away, you're good to go for the rest of the day. And, you know, it's just a matter of 5 minutes, 10 minutes max.
Did you have a plan?
So has the Hoka Hey, has the challenge been all that you expected?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And more, thanks to all of our girlfriend Debbie.
Right.
Yeah, that storm was holy crap. And you know, I tell you, there's not a ton of riders, I would venture to say, that can say that they've ridden through a hurricane. And I'm here to tell you, we didn't just skirt that thing. I mean, we rode straight cut across it, right through the middle of the damn thing, and it was that was an experience, to say the least. And a majority of that storm was just pretty much a severe winter storm in Oregon, but just it was warm. But there were certainly parts of it that were out of this world. Like, holy crap! am I really doing this?
So Twister just sent me a message and wants to know how your feet are.
Oh, okay. So my feet are gold. Okay. In that storm, there is no rain gear that's hurricane proof. I'm here to tell you. You know, it started for me actually down in Key West. So what happened in Key West is I hit one of those flood puddles, and I hit it pretty hard actually, and water splashed so hard it went above my head. But then what was worse is it went up the rain pans and down my boots, and I'm like, shit, now I'm kind of screwed. But there wasn't a whole lot I could do about it because I knew I was turning around and going up into the hurricane. So I was just like, I'll just wait to deal with it until I get out of the storm. And yesterday was a hard charge for the checkpoint, but today in Oklahoma, I just got to pull over at a Walmart, got myself a cheap pair of shoes that are nice and dry, some foot powder, and new socks, and I'm gold. So, we're rolling now, buddy.
Right on. So, how's your sleeping setup and eating situation? Detail that for us. What's your system?
Sleeping setup and eating. Eating, I'm just eating when I'm hungry. Because you listen to your body, right? Your body's the best one that can tell you. I eat balanced food between like dehydrated fruits and nuts to jerky for protein.
And the sleeping situation is I just have a hammock. I have a bedroll too, just in case one gets cold, or two, there's no hammock possibilities, but I'm able to find hammock hanging situations in most places. And I've been posting pictures of how I'm working it every night. Churches are typically the best ones. They've got those overhangs that are supported by poles, and I just hang from the poles. But I haven't really had any issues with my hammock thus far. And, I just sleep in that with nothing else. No sleeping bag or anything that I've used yet, which is really a surprise to me, but I've been comfortable, so it works out.
So you're not stopping for a meal each day?
At a gas stop, if I'm feeling real peckish, I might, grab something that's a little out of the unbalance, but for the most part, I'm just doing the fruits, jerkies, snack bars, that kind of thing. As I'm riding as best I can.
Loco, what is your maintenance plan? How do you have it planned? Are you gonna do an oil change, a tire change midway, or are you just gonna just blast the 10,000 straight through on that set of tires and that last change?
Well, my front tire I just got changed before I left for Daytona, like the day or two beforehand. So I should be gold on that, but I'm keeping an eye on it regardless. But my rear tire, I knew I was going to have to change during the challenge at some point. Now down in Florida, there was a pavement change. I was right behind Setzer actually at that time. It was just quarter mile ahead of me or something like that. But there was a pavement change where it changed the asphalt pavement type material, and it was a hard one. I hit it hard, and as soon as that happened, within a minute or so, I got a low tire pressure warning. So I'm just kind of like, crap. So I switched over, looked at the pressure. It seemed to be holding pressure and not dropping really fast. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to keep riding and just keep an eye on it. By the time I got down into the Keys, it was starting to drop really quick, and I was just kind of thinking to myself, well, what the hell? So I pulled over and filled it up, and that was the picture y'all saw of me with my pump on the side of the road. I was just filling it up. I didn't have to plug anything, thankfully, and it was holding pressure just fine. But then later on in that day in the Everglades, I was getting a high pressure, and I didn't know what the hell was going on. So I just didn't know there was a leak or what. I just had the first checkpoint change it out, and on this tire, I should be able to finish the challenge and ideally get home. So, and the oil changes. Good deal. So I'm riding every single day of this year for the Mile Monsters, right? So a lot of guys, they'll be able to get their oil change and then let their bike sit until they're ready to leave. Well, I didn't have that option, so I had to budget my mileage prior to the challenge. So my plan was, okay, I need to ride enough miles to get to 17,000 before I leave, 3,000 to get to Daytona. I got serviced in Daytona. That leaves me with only one service during the challenge, whereas some folks, if they have to maintain their warranty at 5,000 miles, then it leaves them at 2. So that was really an effort to keep my downtime off of the road to a minimum.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. You got a game plan. Stick to it, my friend, and be safe.
I appreciate it, Solo. Thanks, Hop.
Yeah, you're doing good, man. Stay safe. Keep your eyes on the road. Stay off social media, and be safe, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, take it easy.
Take it easy.
There you have it, folks. Rider number 1159, Loco. He's been riding himself for about 15 years, and he's trying to ride 366 days leap year. And he's riding for Mile Monster Inc. So, hey, if you see that guy out there, cheer him on.
So any of you guys out there that are watching, y'all got any questions for these riders when they call in? We're trying to ask a lot of the same questions and trying to mix it up a little bit. But if there's anything specific you guys want, definitely put it in the comments.
I know you had said this, I guess on day one, solo, about how a lot of people are riding for charities, and I know Hoka Hey does a charity, but some of these individuals ride for charities, and then we talk about as riders, and people get out there and they ask for money to ride across country. But I know I was thinking that this right here is something good if you support some of the riders. Heck,
Right.
you pick a rider, send them $10 or something, help them along their way. I'm not advocating for any particular rider, but we're sitting here watching them and everything. As a rider, I know sometimes that $5 will help.
Hey, man.
Absolutely.
And that's part of it. Yeah, and the Hoka Hey give you a plan. They actually have a plan to kind of help you solicit sponsors, solicit people who want to donate, to find a nonprofit organization and how to go about it. So they don't just leave it up to you. You can't say that. That's a sign of a good organization right there, that'll bring somebody new in that may not know how to fundraise, that may not know how to donate to a charity. And they walk you through those steps. And if you can call them at any time, say, hey, and what I really enjoy about the Hoka Hey, it's not just a ride, it's a community. It's a community of long distance riders who you can pick the phone up, give them a call, and they will help you, and you can't ask for any more. So we got Diesel, the 2020 champion, on. He sent a message in. He said that let me pull up his message. He said, shoot, I started on new tires and new brakes. Vermont, I had to get fresh set. Yeah. The fresh front brakes. When you're pushing, you tear it up. Hundreds of thousands of turns and hard braking. Cool hit. Everyone, different perspective. Yeah. And I mean, when you're running hard, when you're really pushing that bike to the limit, you'll go through a set of brake pads. You'll run through a set of tires. You may have to change. Front runners may have to change. Riders in the rear they may be to go through on that one set of tires.
Mm-hmm. And this is really something good. I know I said it before, but something good to people that want to try it in 2026 or later on, to understand that this ride is not like your average go across country ride. It's not like your average ride down, normal ride. You really have to prepare your bike and everything, to get on a ride such as this.
Let's see who's moving, who's shaking and baking.
Hello, do you have someone that wanted to call in now? Have him give me a ring.
Okay, we'll do. I think Tea Time wanted to call in. If you're listening to Tea Time, go ahead and hit that number. We'll bring you on. Any questions you may have. It looks like Ride is gaining ground.
Yeah, he's made up some time.
Yeah. So Chrism, Loco, and Mars are right there. Mars is a rookie. And it's good to hear a lot of rookies, man. We need to try to get in touch with a couple of rookies and get their perspective on it.
Yeah.
We know what the vets and the OGs think about it. But it's the rookies who can really, like, what in the world did I get myself into? What did I sign up for? Paid for this ass whooping?
Yeah, if Tea Time don't call in here in a second, we'll get Sparks on the phone. He's next in line.
Okay. He's in the queue. All right. Let me see. Okay, let's
Well,
give
let
him
him,
about 3 more
as
minutes
far as
to see if
making
he called in.
appointments. Go ahead, Solo.
Is Sparks in the queue? Is he ready to go?
Yeah, he's ready. I'll give him a call right now.
Let's bring him on. Bring him on. Yeah.
Yes, we have plans to talk to Terry. I talked to her yesterday about it.
Hello?
What's happening, Mr. Sparks? You're on the live with Hop and Solo.
What's up, gentlemen?
What's up? So we got
What's going on, Sparks?
got a professional rider here. So tell everyone your number.
I'm 1103. I'm sitting on the sidelines with you guys, wishing we were riding it. But I talked to Hyde this morning. He's doing good. Bike's running great. He got that panhead's got a lot of bikes behind him.
Yeah. How's it feel sitting on the sidelines?
Man, so in 2020, having just heard about the Hoka Hey slightly before it, it was cool watching everybody. Then riding in 22, and then now, this is stressful. I mean, I'm very unproductive at work. Checking on all the riders. I know I've hit you up a couple times, Pop, but just what they're going through. Well, somewhat, because we didn't go through a hurricane or tornadoes,
right?
In 22, but watching them all out there, man, just getting it, and it's definitely stressful. And I had to call my pit crew from 22. I had to call them all and be like, look, I'm sorry for what I put y'all through in 22. I now understand what y'all were going through. But just to see the perseverance that they went through, coming, riding through all of Florida, riding through a whole hurricane the first 2 days, it takes a toll on your mind, especially the rookies. Are like, first you pull up to the start line and you see all these heavy hitters, the Chris Hoppers, the Go Home Ken, the K Solos, the Reese, the Riots. They got hundreds of thousands of miles on their bike. And I was a little pup, excited to get in there and run with the big dogs. And, that's one thing that plays in your mind. You don't sleep the night before. And I think with that hurricane, it just amped it, multiplied it times 100.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt in 18 pulling up. So as a finisher, when you did your ride, what was your meal and sleeping plan? And when you do it again, what are you going to change, if anything?
So my meal plan was absolutely terrible because I failed the plan, but luckily we passed a lot of Subways. And what I did was I got a foot-long sub. I ate half of it for dinner. When I woke up in the morning, I ate the other half. I had a little cooler in the back that would, somewhat keep it edible. Or if I didn't pass the Subway and I passed the gas station, I was eating roller dogs.
Roller dogs. Come on, you know better than that, man.
Man, that's taking a chance.
Roller dogs. Jesus.
And,
never trust a fart, man. Never trust a fart.
Never got real sick on it. But my sleep was, I wanted to ride till at least midnight every night. Sleep from midnight to 4. Especially around if we hit like a big city. I wanted to sleep on the outside of the city. Get up at 4 and try and beat traffic out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those roller dogs, that's Joe Chicken Connors. That's his go-to every single day during the Hoka Hey. I don't know how he does it.
Oh no. Oh no. Man. My
like
stomach
Loco,
bubbling
I
right
try
now
to
just
stay at a
thinking
gas
about that.
station. Like Loco, I try to stay at a gas station so that way I just stop, I go to bed, get my couple hours of sleep, get up, gas up, and go.
So
What I would
did you
change,
shower at all
really
during
would
the 20, during your run of the? Go ahead.
When I do it again in 26, I'm not going to change my sleep schedule, but my food, I'm not going to, like, I won't stop for like a meal at a restaurant or roller dogs anymore. Like, I'm going to do what Riot does, those adventure meals. Pack my little jet boil, camping stove, takes 30
High
seconds
protein,
to boil
man.
water.
High protein. That's what you need because your body is expending so much energy riding, and it gets to the point where your body will go into a starvation mode. High protein. That's the key.
Yeah, and you said you were eating Subway, man. I tell you what, those sandwiches make a huge difference. When I was getting down, I was, whether it's 14, 15, 18 hours in a day or whatever, grabbing one of those gas station sandwiches or whatever, those carbs, man, that was a whole nother pick me up.
Oh yeah, and absolutely.
Yes.
And you come out. I know there's a Subway right as you came off of Devil's Highway, and I had my shock problem, so I was fighting that bike through Devil's Highway. And, dude, we got off of that, and I was like, I saw the Subway. I was like, man, I got to take a break. I sat down, I ate the sub, and it was it was a renewal. And I knew from then I was good for another. I think me and Andy Dennis rode another 7-8 hours that night.
You said you're a midnight to 4 a.m. rider every night. That was your plan?
Yep, that's when I slept. Yeah.
Yeah. So see, that's some of you riders interested. Everyone's got their own style. We heard Chris say he just rides till he gets tired and lays down. There's a lot of people who do the 12 to 4 a.m. That's where it works for them. You can't really practice that. You just have to go out and do it.
Right.
You have to see what works for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
what advice, Sparks?
Because
what advice,
Sparks? The type that I would run until I would push myself beyond the limit, and if I didn't force myself to stop, I probably would have killed myself because I would have just kept running, trying to play catch up.
Good. Sport, what advice would you give anybody thinking about doing the Hoka Hey Motorcycle Challenge? What advice could you give them?
Man, just get out there on the back roads, pick a point. How I practiced turn, I knew it was turn by turn. So what I did was I went on Google Maps or MapQuest, and I printed out the directions, and it was to a spot that was 500-600 miles out, and I would ride out there. I would stop, and I built it up. I started with like 300 miles, 500, 600, 800. I knew I wasn't gonna. The goal was to try 1,000 miles a day, but I knew, hey, as long as I hit 800 miles, I was good. I was making good progress. That was good mileage for the day. So I worked up to 800 miles, and I did that like 3 or 4 times where I was comfortable with it on back roads, reading paper, and everything. And then even that, once we got to the start line and we got the directions, I'm like, oh shit, what did I get myself to? I don't even know if this is right. And the first day I was lost like a West Point lieutenant out there. I had so many backtracks. I think total I did 900 miles, and only like 400 to 500 of that actually counted where I was actually on route. Most of it was just backtracking, trying to get unlost.
Yeah, I know that feeling of not knowing what you got yourself into on day one. I did day one with no gear, no auxiliary lights, stock everything, not a clue in the world.
Yeah, and I tell people, everybody's like, "Oh man, you did it on a dyno." I was like, "Man, I worked so hard to get that thing set up. I thought I was prepared." And day 2, it humbled me when the first shot came out, and then day 10, Solo tell you I called him in a panic. Hey, I was stuck in Oregon, but that goes back to the community, because while I was stuck there in Seaside, Oregon, I had probably a dozen riders stop. Hey man, you good? One of them, I was out of water. He gave me a bottle of water. It's just a big family, but it's a humbling experience, and it's definitely hard sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah, one thing you had mentioned about missing turns or whatever. I know it was I think it's one time in 20, I took a wrong turn and I wound up getting probably 70 to 80 miles out of my way, one way, and I was livid. I was hot. Ken Andrews called me, and I was MFing the board of directors, the challenge, anything I could talk about. The cars on the road. I was in a rage. I was riding just like, with a death wish. I was so pissed off. So he stayed on the phone with me about almost an hour, kind of talking me down and kind of getting my wits back about me. But I was hot. You can't do that. You've got to stay focused. You've got to have a good, clear head. And I blew it. I was livid, and I was riding like that. It was not pretty.
And that's the thing about the Hoka Hey. Yeah, it's a challenge physically and mechanically, but the biggest challenge of the Hoka Hey, for me anyway, is the mental mind game that you play with yourself, that the directions, they're gonna get you every time. Like you're gonna like you said, you're gonna get lost, you're gonna get frustrated. Once you get frustrated, you start making little mistakes. If you're running angry, you make little mistakes, and then it costs you in the end. And but you got to have people in your pit crew not only there for you mechanically but mentally. I had people, when I got frustrated, I called them and be like, "Hey man, you're doing great. Keep pushing. You're doing awesome. Take a deep breath. Tighten up your shot group."
That's definitely true. I had people that I would call when I was kind of on a ledge and, talk me back down a little bit. And, it all worked out, but you definitely need somebody you can reach out to, or just, pull over and sleep for the day. Just call it a day, even if it's early, and just know that you're mentally messed up and start over, start fresh.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like out there, if you get mentally frustrated and you start pushing it a little too hard, you're gonna make a mistake you might not walk away from. And so you gotta have the know-all to be like, all right, I gotta stop. Maybe you need that, a good 8-hour rest. Watching, hearing stories. Everybody was telling me, people call me, but like, "Hey man, Solo and Pothole and the old man, they're out there getting it. They're way up there." And I know mentally those three right there from 2022, man, they did the thing. They were together the whole way. But as a rookie, it was very tough mentally, and there were days I wanted to quit, but it would be people, "Hey, it's that morning text. Hey man, you're doing great. Keep pushing." It's the simple text. It may not be "Hey, I'm giving you, Cash App, Venmo, whatever, $10." It's just the simple text. "Hey man, you're doing great. Keep pushing." And I took that to mind. Hopefully what I'm doing on Facebook and all my texts I'm sending.
I think we're losing him, Hop.
Oh, my bad.
All the texts and Facebook posts, I hope they see it. I hope it helps them. They're doing great. Kim Henry, Popov, the Bells, Riot, and I'm still in awe of Hyde, doing it on a 1948 panhead, man. He's doing great.
Yeah, I put it in the
Yeah,
comments.
yeah.
I got no issues saying, middle finger to 2022. It's all good, I played the game and I got busted. That's part of it.
Come
So,
on, Hop, man. Hey, 22 was a good year, man.
yeah. All right, Sparks. Hey, man, we appreciate you giving us some of your time. Take it easy. Keep an eye on these guys, and let us know if you get any updates on anything.
Absolutely. Y'all have a good day.
All right, Sparks. Take it easy, man.
You too.
If you look at 905, looks like 905 took a little adventure. I think he's got it corrected now.
That Spark said something that's of course I do a lot, but he's talking about somebody, have somebody in your pit crew, just somebody that's watching you, help keep your mind right, or like, as I say, your spirit right. And that last ride when you was in solo, I was in contact with Kiki and T-Cat.
Right.
And I would wait till they stop and everything. But I actually called T-Cat and tell him, we got your back and everything. You was gonna say something?
Let me do this right quick. Since you mentioned that, I want to send a shout out to T-Cat and Dave Ewell. They were injured during the 22 Hoka Hey, and we actually lost a rider during the 2022. What was his name? Hop, the rider that we lost. We can't just speak about all of the good. We want to acknowledge everybody. Some people exited, some people were injured, some people were injured a little bit severe than others, but we want to acknowledge everybody who participated or suffered some injuries.
Somebody put that in the comments. I don't remember who it was. And then 2 in 2020, and then
right.
Pretty much each year.
Yeah.
I think, and I could be wrong, one of the OGs can correct me, but I believe there's 2 years that didn't have a fatality out of the 10.
Wow.
So, you guys on the sidelines wanting to take this on.
Yeah.
This is a serious deal. This is a big deal.
Yeah, and I pick up the people, I send my little prayers out. I don't try to talk to them all the time at night, but I'll send them, hey, y'all did a good job. That's like you said, like Spark said, just helping them out along the way, keeping their mental, right.
DB Ryder posted a comment. I've been enjoying the live stream. Thank you. We appreciate that. Do any of you know if any of the returning riders have a passenger with them for the 2024 Hoka Hey? Right now, I don't think anybody has a riding one up, but there is a couple out there riding. I think there may be 2 couples out there riding together, but not anybody actually riding 2 up or 1 up. I'm sorry, 1 up.
Yeah, I don't know of any two up riders this year. That would add just a whole nother level of.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely.
In 2020, I know Paco rode with his girlfriend, and Paco's a beast of a rider, and I rode with him for a while, and
oh yeah,
I don't know. We got to a gas station, and she said, "All right, we're going to take off. We probably won't see you again." But then I passed them up and left them. So. But I did ride with him for a while and saw them run straight off the road. We come to a T, left turn. He didn't make it, straight off the end of the road with her on the back. So any of you, you know what that feels like if you've ever went off the road. Having a passenger on is just a whole other level. And he kept rolling, no big deal, and we kept rolling.
Yeah. So Retro has a question. Retro said, how many times have you guys done the Hoka Hey? And is it completely different each time? Hop, you more senior than I am. You take that and then I'll follow up.
I've done 18, 20, and 100 miles in 22. So fuck 22.
And riding in the Hoka Hey. Day one DQ.
And
So
yes,
he's saying,
it's
and
absolutely
it's
different every
completely
single
different each
time.
time.
Yes. Go ahead, Charlie.
Retro, I've ridden in the Hoka Hey twice. I've ridden the Hoka Hey twice. The first time I did it was in 2020. That was an experience uh, that I would never forget. Um, it was new to me. It was, of course, I was familiar with long distance riding, but actually riding the type of ride that the Hoka is, it was all new to me. It was a great experience. Um, I was fortunate enough to get a good position. I was fortunate enough to grasp the concept of reading the directions, and I had a solid bike. And I can't emphasize how important a solid machine will give you confidence to hammer down, to lean into curves, to know that your bike is solid and it's not going to give you any issues. So that was a plus to me. Now, from riding from 2020 to 2022, pretty much we were in the lower 48. So it was the same. And then too, having ridden across the country, a lot of the back roads and stuff like that, I was kind of familiar with. I had ridden them before, like the Devil's Highway in Arizona, going to Arizona. So I was familiar with that road. I knew that when that flash flood happened, I knew that that area right there was familiar with flash flood and that it would go down. But yeah, each time is different, and these riders that's riding in the 24 Hoka Hey, I think they've gotten something new. What do you think with that? With those two tornadoes down there in Florida, day one, you literally starting off in the thick of it.
Yeah, that added a whole new element to it that no one has experienced. So that was just a brand new twist.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what the Hoka Hey is. You get twists and turns thrown at you daily, left and right. It's just how you adapt, and that's why the mental aspect is so important of this.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So being an experienced rider,
All right. We've been on
what did
these.
you change? Solo, what did you change from 20 to 22? Whether it's stuff on the bike, eating habits, sleeping habits, riding habits, what were the big changes that you had to make?
For me, Hop, it was not getting frustrated with myself and getting down. Um, I beat myself down. I hate making mistakes, and I was making mistakes. I was like a rookie, and I was beating myself for it. I would go farther back than I would need to correct myself to stay on course. I really stuck to that during 2020. During 22, I rode with confidence. I rode with confidence. I had confidence in my machine. I had confidence in my ability. I trained hard going into it. I was in the gym. I practiced on sleep deprivation. I went got an eye exam like a month right before. I got a new set of glasses and everything. I set my bike up. I had a comfortable seat that I could sit in the saddle for 20 plus hours. When I mounted my directions, I had them set right in front of me so that it wasn't a strain to look down at my directions and look up. I basically tune and hone my skills to ride in 2020 22. So, and I said, hey man, give it all you got, leave it all on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And you did. You crushed it.
Yeah, yeah.
I know in 20, I know we talked a couple times, and I know you were frustrated. You had some tire issues at one time and some misdirections one time, and I know there towards the end, me and Riot were sleeping, and you had tire issues. You had told me before we went to sleep that you were headed to the dealership. So we woke up early that morning, and I looked at the tracker. I'm like, man, Solo's coming. You want to get up and roll? He's like, nah, he's going to the dealership. I was like, no. If he's rolling now, he ain't going to the dealership. He's going to push it. And then I looked at it. We kind of looked at each other. And we're like, you know what? Screw it. We went back to sleep for a little bit. You had passed us and went on. And then, that's when we finally met up and, did our thing. But, yeah, I do remember the frustrations out on the road.
Yeah.
And everyone has that. So it's just how you deal with it.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up, Hop. You're in and out. I'm catching. Yeah. Yeah, but the frustration really got me though.
Jared, no, there's really no information. It is what it is. He's out front. Nothing we can do about it. So we're just here.
Yeah. Thank you, Buffy. Thank you, Buffy. 22 fallen rider was rider number 1083, Phil Grove, and rider number 1093, Paul Denton. Thank you for that, Buffy. You know you family too, Buffy. And that's one thing about the Hoka Hey. It's a community. Um, not only do you ride, not only do we do small mountain taco run, but we get together for the rendezvous. Somebody may throw down a gauntlet, and those are terms that riders know. And it's about getting together, and it's about getting together, camping out at events, and just sitting around and talking about the ride, talking about the experiences, looking forward to the next challenge. So it's not just doing the ride. Okay, is a big community within its own.
It's definitely family.
Yes.
And
Yes.
like I said, you're changed at the end of the ride. You're definitely changed as a rider, as a person, everything.
Yes, you are. And wow, we have been talking and talking and talking. Let's look at these riders, man. Let's see what's going on with these riders before we get off here, because we've been at this now for about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
You're getting better and better at this.
Yeah, I put my job on hold just to hang out with you guys.
Check out 804. I think Gabe messed up a little bit, but he might be correcting it now.
Okay. What? No, that's not a little. Hold up. That's not a little. Come on. What is Gabe doing?
A little.
Wasn't he supposed to turn on 74 or on 74 right there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're dropping down 123, it should be 74. So he's not too far off.
Actually, so if you look, 74 goes straight too. So he was supposed to go right and he went left.
Yeah. So what is that? That's 74 and that's 74. No, actually that's 123. So
well, if you zoom in where he's at, it shows 74.
It shows 74. Yeah.
But see, you see right here it says Arkansas 74E. So I'm thinking he may have continued.
That's another thing that a lot of people don't understand. When they send these directions out, some of these roads have the same name. It could be 124, Main Street, and Avenue A, and they're all the same road.
Right.
And you'll see a street sign that has all three of them on there. Mm-hmm. And the directions try to put all three of them on there. So that's just a whole nother level of what are you looking for? So if you look at this road, if he kept going straight on 123, that is actually 74E, and then 74 turns. So wait, what did he turn on? Did he turn on the right road?
But I have no clue why he is over here though. I have no clue why he's on this. Is like that's okay, Gabe. Look around that you are going the wrong way, my friend.
Yeah.
That's a side road. That's an unmarked side road. It doesn't even have a number.
Yeah, it doesn't have a name. It's a street.
So he actually got off of 74, thinking that he made that left-hand turn up here where he should have been. He should have made that turn up here. Instead, he made it down here. See, now that's the importance of your odometer. Keeping your eye on your odometer, hitting that trip A. If the direction said at 25, make a right-hand turn on 74, and you find yourself at 30, this is what will happen if you go 30. When you should have went 25, because he did make that right hand turn. He just didn't make it. He passed his actual turn.
Right.
when I was talking to I think night 1, night 2, talking to Popoff, she said she actually counts miles in her head. She said when I feel that I don't went too far, we stop. I said okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Mike Fisher had a question. Mike Fisher said 2020 must have given the riders a mental wake up coming out of the COVID times. We actually had a couple of riders too contract COVID. No, not 22. 22. We had some riders contract COVID.
Yeah, 20 was a little interesting. There were a couple places, checkpoints on the reservations where, they started trying to give you a hard time a little bit. But, most people talked their way through it. It wasn't an issue.
Right. Yeah, we did. Hop sounds good. Thank you, Amy. Great having both of you do this. Thank you. I love my family. Thank you. Yes, Buffy. I think Gabe realized he is off
Did he
course.
turn around?
Like he's backtracking. Yes, he's backtracking.
Um, 1160, Brad Phelps. I don't know if he just looked for a camping spot to get some sleep, or he messed up, or what.
I got him at a quick stop.
He's at an RV spot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's at a quick stop.
But he's still off course.
Holy.
He should be all the way over on what, 25?
25.
Yeah, we have no idea.
Why is he way over here? Yeah, that's way off course.
Further south, pop
at
off of them. I don't know if they're on the route or got messed up and going back or what. I think they messed up.
Right.
Yeah. Because they're going back up 25 now.
So 1034 is like he's running north. G Rider.
There is.
He's on. Last move was at 1028. Folks, we appreciate you. We thank you. Thank you, Amy, for giving us a thumbs up. Thank you, Buffy, for letting us know the riders that we lost and expressing this is a family organization.
Yeah, I got to jump off. I got to
on the pen.
We're gonna take a break.
Yeah.
All right, Hop.
So, folks, we're gonna shut it down. We're gonna try to keep this to about an hour. This has been another really good one, but we're gonna go ahead and shut it down. We're gonna probably pick back up maybe around lunch or maybe after lunch. But stay tuned. We're gonna bring you some more live updates from the 2024 Hoka Hey Motorcycle Challenge.
Yeah, we're gonna.
All right, gentlemen, we're gonna
reach out to some more riders and have them on. If anyone is good friends with the Davises, there are a couple riding together. I'd like to get them on if possible. I'll shoot them a messenger, but some people don't check that. So if anyone has their direct number, reach out, see if they'd be interested in coming on for a few minutes, and so we can get the dynamics of what it's like riding as a couple.
Definitely. All right, we're gonna sign up out of here.
All right, guys.
Next time.
Later.
Okay, hey.
Later.